Public parks are areas of land that are dedicated to be used for the public interest. However, there is no one true definition for what a park truly is. Parks can be defined by our own experiences or feelings, like a place you felt connected to nature, or a place you felt at peace. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the benefits and impacts of different kinds of parks, as well as what brings people to parks, specifically focusing on national parks, state parks, and urban parks. I grew up experiencing many types of parks. My parents have a love for travel, and parks are consistently your favorite places to visit. I look forward to our yearly trips up to the North Shore, visiting some of my favorite state parks, like Split Rock Lighthouse, Gooseberry Falls, our annual Christmas card spot and our favorite place for short hikes and skipping rocks, as well as Jay Cooke State Park. Through our travels, I've also gotten the opportunity to visit a bunch of amazing national parks, like Smoky Mountains National Park, Crater Lake in Oregon, Mount Rainier National Park in Washington State, as well as Joshua Tree. They're also awesome places to see cool wildlife, like this baby black bear we spotted in Tennessee, and breathtaking scenery like these mountains in Canada. National parks are defined by Merriam-Webster as an area of special, scenic, historic, or scientific importance set aside and maintained by a national government. The first national park was Yellowstone, established in 1872 by the Yellowstone Act. This act started a wave that inspired the founding of thousands of other national parks around the world. The National Park Service was created years later in 1916 by President Woodrow Wilson, and they had the job of managing and protecting our national parks. According to the National Park Service, there are currently 63 national parks nationwide and over 400 nationally protected areas and monuments under the jurisdiction of the National Park Service. So, what are the benefits? In an article by Rachel Buxton and others from the University of Michigan, it was shown that there are many benefits to natural sounds. Natural sounds were shown to improve health, increase positive affect, and lower stress and annoyance. In their analysis, they found that water sounds had the largest effect on improving health and positive affect outcomes, while bird sounds had the largest effect on lowering stress and annoyance. The presence of these natural sounds, even when coupled with other anthropogenic or human noises, still had an impact on improving health and lowering stress levels. There are lots of things that draw people to national parks, such as hiking, various activities and programs hosted by the Park Service, the wildlife, the scenery, and the ability to be disconnected from modern society. In my experience, national parks bring a sense of what the world could look like or once did, and give you the chance to escape from reality and distance yourself away from civilization. It can be a very scary and freeing feeling to be out in the wilderness, and one that gives you the time to slow down and really be in the moment to fully enjoy everything around you. State parks are defined as an area of land that is owned and protected by a U.S. state because of its natural beauty or its importance to history. Minnesota became the second oldest state park system in the country with the establishment of Itasca State Park on April 20, 1891. We have about 66 state parks in total in the state of Minnesota, and according to the Minnesota DNR, we get an average of almost 10 million visitors annually to our state parks. According to the National Recreation and Park Association, parks and recreation have 3 values that make them essential services to the community. Number 1, economic value. Number 2, health and environmental benefits. And number 3, social importance. Economically, parks benefit cities by increasing value and interest in properties close in proximity to parks, and they're a draw for new businesses and companies. Health benefits include the promotion of physical activity, which has a largely positive impact on both physical and mental health. Parks are also a good way to improve water quality and reduce flooding. And finally, socially. Socially, parks are a really great way to bring people and communities together, and there is strong evidence to suggest access to parks can reduce crime and juvenile delinquency. In general, state parks benefit us in most of the same ways as national parks, just on a somewhat smaller scale. There isn't a formal true definition for urban parks. However, the definition I felt best fit was a delineated open space area mostly dominated by vegetation and water, and generally reserved for the public use. The first thing I want to talk about relating to urban parks is privatization. According to an article by Thomas Hohen, privatization can lead to the destruction of parks, and although public parks are not a source of revenue on their own, they are a big appeal for people looking to live in nearby areas, making them a huge incentive for real estate companies. One example in his article showed the destruction of a public park due to a private music festival. He explained that the effects of privatizing parks can lead to negative consequences for both the city and the surrounding community, and a loss of public green space, forcing people to seek options further away. Parks were meant for public use and enjoyment, not the exploitation for money-making endeavors. This leads to the question, what brings people to parks? According to an article from the University of Michigan, parks are a place where people can relax and get away, socialize, and be in contact with nature. Parks can help bring people together and strengthen the identity of the community. Urban parks also have economic benefits. They save billions of dollars in stormwater retention facility costs because of the abundance of trees in one area. Urban parks are becoming increasingly important for maintaining a sustainable city. According to an article in Landscape and Urban Planning, Jussera argues that urban parks and open green spaces are of strategic importance for the quality of life of our increasingly urbanized society. Trees can help lower electricity bills, help provide cleaner air, and be a good place to relieve stress and improve your mood. According to an article written for the Harvard Library by Ji-Hoon Sung, he finds that the quadratic relationship between visitation and tree cover percentage appeared clearly and consistently. There are lots of ways you can support and benefit from parks. Here in Minnesota, we have Free Park Day, which is a day in which all state parks in Minnesota have free admission. It's a really great way to explore our parks at no cost to you. Free Park Day happens 4 times a year, so you're able to experience our state parks for free in every season. There's also a super cool program through the National Park Service called Every Kid Outdoors. This allows 4th graders to have free access to all national parks. It's super easy, you just sign up online, it only takes about 5 minutes to complete, and then you're able to have your pass sent straight to your home through the mail. There are lots of benefits of parks to both the natural environment as well as our health and well-being. I encourage you all to explore the many benefits parks have to offer, as well as exploring many different kinds of parks, like international dark sky parks, which help to promote the reduction of light pollution and the importance of our night skies. And who knows, you might even find a park named after you. So wherever your travels bring you, whether nearby or across the globe, make sure to check out a park along the way.